Are you the one who is the smartest and hardest worker or the professional in your organizations and in your team, and yet you feel like you are underpaid? Are you the one who is trying to understand the nitty-gritties of a very futuristic technology, that is the cloud technology, and yet you are underpaid and you are undervalued just because you lack that one technology? Are you the one who's ready to master and understand the cloud technology, get a mastery over it, and then improve your value? If you're the one, then I can help you out with all of those things. Hello my friends, my name is Tejas and I am an IT project manager in one of the reputed companies. I have been working with the cloud technology for past 5 to 6 years, and I'm here to teach you how the cloud technology works and what are the cloud specific terminologies or the services that you need to command a higher pay package. Specifically, I work with one of the leading cloud technologies known as the AWS, the Amazon Web Services. Now, if I have to tell you a quick background about how I got into this technology, it's, as I told you, it's been 5 to 6 years that I've been working in this technology. And while I was working with my previous organizations, I got an opportunity to work on one of the projects, one of the architectures that required for us to provide a solution on the searching technology, specifically the cloud search. Now, initially what happened is we had a physical device, a physical server, which would take the requests, process the requests, and then provide them the search terms. And because this was a physical server, a physical device, the support to it was getting expired, and my previous organization didn't think that it would make sense for us to pay so much just for that physical hardware device. Instead, they thought that we will provide a solution in the cloud which is similar to this solution, the search solution that they are using currently, and then we can incur significant cost savings in that. Plus, we would have support for many years with this. And then we drilled down to Amazon Web Services because it was one of the leading services with a great support to get to this project. Now, what was this project about? This project was about the search technology. Now, whenever you go to any website and then you find a search box on top, when you try to search few things, it gives you few results, it gives you type ahead, and then you can pre-fill those and then you get the required results. When you click on those results, you go to that page. This was one of the technologies, this was one of the projects that was given to us, and we used AWS technologies leverage to get to this project. Now, if you see, there are so many companies, there are so many businesses that are actually moving towards cloud, and they are ditching these on-premises infrastructure. Now, when I say on-premises infrastructure, that means the physical servers or the networking devices or any of the infrastructure that you are currently using that is hardware related is called on-premises infrastructure. Now, why there is a shift that is happening and why are all of the companies moving towards cloud is what we are going to discuss in this chapter today. Now, imagine that you are the owner of one of the companies and you have like 10 to 15 people who are working in your company, and your company has a very nice website. It's similar to Amazon. It has its own shopping cart. You do the drop shipping kind of a thing, and then you give slightly lower prices compared to other competitors. Okay, and then you have an on-premises infrastructure. You have a team that is dedicatedly working on this infrastructure, improving this infrastructure. And for example, if you have maybe 2 servers which serve around 500 connections to that website, and then those 500 connections can be 500 people, can be 500 customers, or they can be just 500 connections. Over the period of time, you observe that these servers are getting overwhelmed. And then because they are getting overwhelmed, your customers are not happy with the product or the page. They are happy with the product, of course, but the page, they are not able to load the page. And you see that the customers are moving away from your website to some other reliable websites like Amazon and Flipkart. Now, what do you do in such circumstances? If you own a physical infrastructure, you go ahead and you request for a new server. You create a purchase order. There is a lengthy process to it. You create a purchase order, you get the servers, you get the physical servers, you install those servers, and then you set it up, you provide all the networks, you deploy your application on that, and then you bring the server online. And this is in anticipation. This is in anticipation of the number of customers that have increased over time. But you see that there is a significant amount of cost that is involved in this. You understand, right? Because when you have to get a new server, you have to have a significant amount of cost that is involved in getting and setting up these servers. Now, when you talk about any of the IT companies, there are actually 2 parts to it. One is maintaining the physical servers, and second one is maintaining your websites, your product, your services, etc., which are deployed on these physical servers. Now, if you can find some way that the physical hardware has been separated and taken care by someone else, and you only need to focus on developing, creating products and services, then that will be a win-win situation. Is there any kind of such product which will take care of your infrastructure, plus you only pay when you use it? It's called pay as you go. What if I told you that there is such service which provides the infrastructure to you, as well as you pay only when you use it? That infrastructure or that technology is called the cloud technology. Now, when you hear about this term cloud technology, you think that it is, somewhere in cloud, but it is not that way. They are actually physical server locations across the world that are serving you, that are serving your company, that are serving your organizations. The only thing that you need to do is purchase those physical hardwares. You don't need to purchase, you lease those physical hardwares for certain amount of time, and then once you're done with it, it will be given back to those cloud service providers, and then they are free to use it or give it to someone else. They are free to rent it out, lease it out to someone else. Now, before you jump onto the cloud technology, understanding the cloud bandwagon, you need to understand the basics of cloud technology. And this is the very basic to understand why people are moving towards the cloud technology. Because they are trying to move this infrastructure part, they are trying to lease it out, they are trying to give it to someone else to take care of. They just have to lease it, deploy their applications. The Amazon, for example, if you're talking about AWS, the Amazon Web Services or the Amazon as a company will take care of all the infrastructure related issues. The only thing that you need to worry is about the security, the deploying of the applications, the maintaining of the applications, and that's all you need to worry about. Now, of course, there are many pros and there are many cons of it. What if one of the availability zones that we're going to talk about next. What if one of the servers that your service or product is deployed upon goes down? What happens that time? What happens if there is no servers at all available for that particular configuration that you're looking for? All of these will be discussed in coming chapters one by one. But I just wanted to lay the foundation and make you guys understand why there is such a boom in cloud technology. Now, the current buzzword, if you ask me, is AI and ML, but of course they will all be part of the cloud technology going on in the future. But guys, I just wanted to lay the foundation, as I said, about what the cloud technology actually is and how the cloud technology works, and why all of the organizations and businesses is trying to move towards cloud technology. Of course, there is a cost that is involved, but the time required, the cost is significantly lesser than what you would otherwise incur in an on-premises infrastructure. Now, Amazon Web Services, when they started somewhere around in 2006, when they had some extra servers. They thought of leasing it out, and that is how the cloud was actually born. They thought of leasing the servers to few companies. Slowly the web services came into picture, and then they thought of a business model where they can go ahead and use it and multiply their profits. And that is what AWS has done, and they are the pioneer, if I can say, in the cloud technology, followed by GCP, then Microsoft, then IBM. There are so many cloud technologies that have flourished, but the pioneers, if I can say, are the Amazon Web Services, and I have been working with Amazon Web Services since 5 to 6 years. It's also worth noting that I am a certified solutions architect professional associate, and as I said, I have provided many architectural recommendations, many architectural solutions till now in AWS that I want to share with you guys. But this will happen in due course of time. It will not happen immediately, right now, right here. But this is the very first introduction video that I wanted to start to make you all understand what the cloud technology is and how the cloud technology works, as well as why many of the companies and businesses are moving towards the cloud technology. Now, in this chapter, as I said, we'll be specifically talking about Amazon Web Services, its services, what are the services that they offer. Not all of them, we will not be talking about all of them, because there are hundreds and hundreds of services, and if you start knowing each and every one of them, you'll definitely get confused. But there are certain services that have been being used extensively, which have their own pros and cons. There are more pros, of course, than cons. That's the reason why they're thriving, and we will go through all of those step by step, and I'll help you understand and propel towards commanding that good grade or that good pay that you're expecting using the cloud technology and using your knowledge inside the AWS specifically. Now guys, as I said, this is just the basic introduction video. I'll be providing all of the videos, all of the courses, but the way we will deliver or the way we will do it is, first we will start with very basic services, such as, for example, there is a service called S3, Simple Storage Service, which is, as the name suggests, it's a storage service. Now, what all we know, what all we'll do with this, whenever I take a technology or a service inside that AWS cloud technology, I'll give you 3 to 4 paths on how you can understand that. First, I'll give you the official definition of what S3 is. I'm just using S3 as an example here. I'll give you an official definition of what S3 is, which will of course be confusing. I'll give you a very easy to understand example and easy to understand definition of these services, so that you can resonate with it, understand what these services are and how to create these services. Also, there is another technology called the Terraform, which is infrastructure as a service, as a code, IAC, and we will create the infrastructure, the S3 infrastructure, using code. I'll also teach you how to do it. I'll be sharing my screen, I'll be doing it, I'll be showing how you can create any of the services inside the AWS and how you can configure. Slowly, after we know all of these services, we will try and understand how to relate or how to connect all of these services, and also of course the configuration part of it. Now coming back, while I'm talking about the S3 specifically here, I'll tell you about how you can create it using the UI part, which is the AWS Management Console. Of course, we'll go through all of them. You just have to understand the basics of it. We'll understand how to create any of the services using the UI, using the AWS Management Console, using the Terraform, using CloudFormation, which is AWS's specific IAC tool, which is infrastructure as a code tool, and then also using the cloud development kit like we have in Java, right? We have the JDK. Similarly, for this cloud, we have something called as the CDK. And of course, you can use it in any of the preferred languages that you want. I'll also tell you how to set up CLI, which is the command line interface, and through that, how you can connect to the cloud, to AWS specifically, and how you can create the required services. So guys, I just wanted to make you guys understand what the cloud is all about and how we are going to approach this and how you can become the expert in the cloud technology, and with that, how you can command a better grade and a better salary and a good life for you and your family. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And this is Tejas. I'll have more and more such free videos for you. The only request that I have is to subscribe to my channel. Alright guys, see you in some time, and this is Tejas signing off.